Hello, it's Community Manager Rocio, and I'm here with another Q&A video for you all. So today I'm going to be answering some of your questions around the build video and some general questions. One question we received was, can you actually change the color of the trim? I left it white in the previous video, but yes, you can change the color. Much like the walls, you can change both the material and the color, so here you can see that I'm changing the material of the trim as well as adjusting the color. This allows you for more possibilities as well as more combos with whatever you go with on the walls. So one other question we received that I wanted to get into in this video is, can you have multiple trims on the wall? And the short answer is yes. So basically once you click on the wall, you go to trims, you add another trim. And these trims are independent of each other, so I can adjust this trim as well with whichever material and whichever color will go best. This can allow you to do some tiling on the walls. It can allow you to split up your walls in different ways. So hopefully you have some really cool ideas and, go wild with your walls. We were asked broadly, how do roofs work? It's been a while since we've shown you a roof, so I'm going to go ahead and walk you through real quick how a roof kind of comes together. I'm using this existing roof because it's already nice and put together. You can see that there's a big central area and two offshoots to this roof. There are a couple of elements of customization on a roof. Here you can see that I'm adjusting the overhang as well as the body of the roof. This can help you adjust according to where your chimneys are, like you might see here, as well as what kind of overhang you'd like, because it does affect both the lighting and the actual composition of the house. So you might already expect, but you can adjust the actual size of the roof. And here on the actual overhang, you can adjust the placement where it sits on the roof, as well as the angle. So you can have it be really tilted or flat like this. I'm not going to do that. You can also adjust the depth of these overhangs, as well as the size. So you can make them wider or further out. So one other feature that you might want to use if you want an overhang over a door, or say you have a balcony, you can actually change the floor that your overhang sits on. So here you can see I put on the first floor. It doesn't make sense there, but you can do that. And just in case you need to, you can rotate your overhang. So here you see me rotating this. Again, it doesn't make sense, so I'm just going to leave it. Finally, one familiar tool is the eyedropper tool in case you needed to make them match. Now let me show you the different elements of the roof that you can actually customize, because I know that's going to be a big part of how you make your roofs. Starting with the slab top, I'm just going to make it a random wooden texture so that you can see the differences in each of the pieces, and also changing the walls so you can see that each wall piece can be changed as well. I apologize in advance because this is going to be horrendous, but it's just for the sake of example. So using this drop down, you can see the different pieces of the roof. Going to the base of the slab, I'm going to adjust that. You can see that's the trim. If you click on the attic, that's the actual body of the roof. And finally, the trim up top. No judgment if this is how you want to build your houses, but I am sorry to everyone else for how hideous this building looks. You can also change where the trim is placed. So here you can see you can make the roof a little further forward leaning or backward leaning, and you can adjust accordingly from there. And that's basically it for adjusting the roof. I apologize to everyone on the team who worked so hard on this lot for what I've done to it. Now moving on to a question we received about fences. We were asked, can you actually build fences on the outside line of a lot? And yes, you can. As long as you stay along the line, you're free to build a fence here, as I'm doing right now. I completely forgot to do that in my last video, so thank you for asking. And while I'm here, I'm just going to customize the fence a little bit. I didn't have a chance to go through that too deeply last time, so I'm just going to add the corners and the railing while I'm here. I ended up putting some hedges because this house already has a lot of hedges, and I thought it would match. I'm not keeping this house, full disclaimer, I've already thoroughly ruined it. So here I am just mix and matching different pieces of railing so that I can make this fence complete. You can also extend a fence, so here you can see me click and open out this fence to get a new post. From there you can add the same post, you can add new posts. I actually add the hedge railing and the hedge post because I thought maybe I just want a full hedge at this point. but it does allow you to mix and match and kind of change your fence along the edges of your house as you'd like. And of course, we are continuing to work on all of this, so feel free to leave your feedback in the comments. We're really excited to keep evolving both build mode and all of our other features alongside your feedback. So thank you. Moving on to our next question, we were asked about curtains because we do have so many different window sizes and they can be customized. We were asked, can curtains also be customized? So yes, let me show you how to customize this set of blinds. I just place it down, and from there you can drag to adjust the height as well as the width. So here I'm just going to make sure that it's the right height for this window, and once it looks aligned, I'm going to stretch it out and move it into place. And you can do this with other types of curtains. I just thought the blinds fit the best for this really large window area. And you can do this per window as well. I just kind of wanted to knock out all three at once. And hopefully this allows you to mix and match windows and drapery to get the look that you're going for. Another fantastic question we received is, can you actually move a table and all of the chairs attached to it at once? And yes, the short answer is yes. Here I'm just moving around this kitchen table to show you that you can, and anything that's already placed on it will come along with it. Here you can see the laptop and the centerpiece came along with the table. You might have noticed in the last video that our bookshelf left behind a little straggler, and that happens from time to time. We're still going through and making sure that everything works. Here I am just testing out this TV and its TV stand to make sure that comes along. And then I add one more for good measure because I want to make sure this dresser comes with its decoration as well. So yes, the short answer. We don't want to have to put all those chairs back either. For our next question, we were asked, do we have air conditioning? And yes, we do. We actually completely understand. A lot of us are based out of the West Coast in the US, so it gets hot. Air conditioning is nice to have. Here we have a couple of different options depending. This one's a window mount, but each one actually affects your electricity bill. I think Rod's gone over this in previous videos, but appliances will have different impacts that way. I also wanted to take a moment to talk about shortcuts. We received a couple of questions about that on our previous video, and I wanted to assure you, yes, they are coming. We are currently working on them. And while we're working on them and they're in progress, we're looking at all of your feedback and your suggestions so that we can make the best out of build mode. We want you to have fun. And of course, part of that is actually making sure that it feels good and it plays well. So we're working on that. Thank you so much for all of your suggestions and in general, your build mode feedback. It's been really lovely to read. So stay tuned as build mode continues to develop. For our next question, we head to empty lot 1 so that I can build a new building. Here I am just laying out the floor plan. The question we received was, how tall and how short can walls be? In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and drag these walls to show you. You just click on the wall and you drag up to make it taller. And here is the max height of a wall currently. And same deal, you go ahead and drag down to make it shorter. And you can do this by floor, but we're just going to leave this for now. For our next question we received, how many floors can you have? Is there a limit? The short answer is there is no limit. Much like with the number of lots and the number of people, the limit is how much can your PC handle. And of course, how good your patience is. Here I am building out a 10-story building. I don't think I want to watch someone go down 10 flights of stairs every day. Once we enter early access, we'll have recommendations for how many lots, how many people, and how many floors we recommend depending on your PC's performance. And if you're not a builder, there are plenty of lots that are already in the world that you can use and you can tweak depending on what you need. And this is my 10-story house. It has no stairs and it's not quite fully aligned. So I think it's actually probably a set of a horror movie. Let's go back to the first floor for our next question, which was, do you have the ability to make diagonal walls? Yes. So here you can see I'm making a room with all diagonal walls to make a triangle. And you can adjust the floor plan to change the actual flooring in this room versus the other room, but I'm just going to leave it for now. This weird little triangle maze inside of this uninhabitable house. Another question we received is, can you play a little closer to your characters if you would like? Can you zoom in? Yes. So Rod just likes to play a little bit more zoomed out, but we know that folks like to play in different kinds of ways. So here I am getting up close and personal with Rhonda as she does her tasks for the day. And I totally get why Rod does it. He likes to look at the world and he likes to see everyone moving in it. But just to reassure you, you can zoom into your characters. You can remove the walls if you'd like. Here I just kind of wanted to watch her in her natural habitat, I suppose. So let's just watch Rhonda pump herself up in the mirror, wash her hands, do some stuff in the bathroom. And I did want to mention while we're here that we are continuing to work on all of our animations to the game. Animations are impacted by pretty much everything in the game, including our characters, our furniture, our props, basically anything that might be involved in an animation. So we're going to continue to work on those as we continue to work on everything else in the world. And that's it for the questions this week. Keep asking them in the comments below. We love to read them and your feedback. Hope to see you next time and have a great weekend, everyone.